Hello, dear students. Greetings to all. Today we discuss Act 3, Scene 5. Here in this scene, we find Lancelot and Jessica, and later Lorenzo is also joining in this scene. Let us begin. Lancelot is speaking to Jessica. Yes, truly, for look you, the sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Therefore, I promise you, I fear you, I always plain with you, and so now I speak my agitation of the matter. Therefore be of good cheer, for truly I think you are damned. We know that Launcelot is a witty character, and he says that yes, it is indeed true that children are punished for the sins which their fathers have committed. I have always been straightforward with you. That's why he says that I was plain with you. I was always been straightforward with you. So I will tell you what I am troubled about. So I am feeling sad, or I feel very bad about that. I am troubled about, and about what? Cheer up, for I think you really are doomed. Lancelot is saying that I tell you my uneasiness regarding this matter. So Lancelot says that he is not fine. He's a little bit troubled, or he's worried. And about what? About Jessica. Jessica is going to be troubled. And so he says that indeed I think that you are doomed to meet damnation after death. So what Lancelot says that Jessica is going to be maybe going to hell after her death. And this thought which makes him troubled. And what is the reason for that? Because Jessica is the daughter of a Jew, of Shylock. Lancelot says that Shylock is not a good person, or he has done a lot of fault things, or wrong things. And Jessica is going to be suffered for the sins of her father. And Jessica replies that I shall be saved by my husband. He has made me a Christian. So Jessica says that it's okay, no problem, but I will be saved on behalf of my husband because he made me a Christian. Then he replied, truly the more to blame he. We were Christians before, even as many as could well live one by another. So here Lancelot says that he should be blamed more. And we have already, there are many Christians, and there are enough and more Christians, so there were just as many as could earn a living from each other. And he says that there are a lot of Christians and it is difficult to survive, or there are many in number. And let us see what is the main reason. This making Christians will raise the price of hogs. Hogs means here pigs. We have seen in other scenes that Christians are used to eat pigs, and Shylock once told that I don't want to dine with you because I don't want to dine with the pork eaters. Jews never eat pork; they consider it as something wrong. But Christians does not have such problems, and here Lancelot says that he has increased the number of Christians so that the price of pig will be increased, and that is the main reason why he has to be blamed. If we grow all to be pork eaters, we shall not shortly have a rasher on the coals for money. So he says that if we all become pork eaters, we shall soon be unable to get a slice of pork to cook over the fire for any money. So for this reason, Lorenzo must be blamed, or Lorenzo converted Jessica into a Christian, and the number of pork eaters have increased. That is what actually Lancelot says. Then Lorenzo is coming. Then Jessica says that I will tell my husband Lancelot what you say. Here he comes. So it is clear here Jessica is informing to Lancelot that I will tell all the stories which you said to me to my husband Lorenzo. Then Lorenzo says, I shall grow jealous of you shortly, Lancelot, if you thus get my wife into corners. So here Lorenzo is saying to Lancelot, if you're taking my wife into corners to speak privately, then I will feel jealous of you. Then Jessica, nay, you need not fear us, Lorenzo. Lancelot and I are out. Jessica says that Lorenzo, you don't be afraid of us. because we are in a quarrel. He tells me flatly, there is no mercy for me in heaven because I am a Jew's daughter. And he says, you are no good member of the Commonwealth, for in converting Jews to Christians, you raise the price of pork. So all the stories she said to Lorenzo. She said that Lonsdale told straightly to me that Jessica does not have any salvation in heaven because she is the daughter of a Jew. And later, Lancelot said that Lorenzo is not a good member of Christian community because he has increased the price of pork by converting Jews into Christian. Then Lorenzo replies that how every fool can play upon the word, I think the burst grace of it will shortly turn into silence, and discourse grow commodable in none only but parrots. Go in, sirrah, bid them prepare for dinner. How every foolish fellow seems to attempt a foolish play upon words. I think best type of it will soon be to keep silence, and speech will be praiseworthy in none but parrots. Launcelot, go and tell them to prepare for dinner. Then Launcelot replies that that is done, sir. They have all stomachs. Actually, Lorenzo asked Lancelot to ask the servants to get the dinner ready. But what Lancelot replies, they are already prepared for the dinner, sir, because they all are hungry. They are prepared for the dinner because they are hungry. Then Lorenzo, godly Lord, what a wit snapped are you. Then bid them prepare dinner. Then he says that what a witty fellow you are. Then tell them to prepare for dinner or get the dinner be ready. But he says that they are all prepared to have the food because they are hungry. Lorenzo says that what a sharp wit you have. Go tell them to get dinner ready. Then Launcelot says that that is done too, sir. Only cover is the word, which means that is done too, sir. The table just needs to be set. Then Lorenzo, will you cover then, sir? Launcelot replies, no, sir. Neither. I know my duty. So, or he says that I know my duty means I know my place. And here, Launcelot jokingly takes Lorenzo's instructions to cover it, to refer not to the table, but Launcelot's own head with the hat, which would be a disrespectful thing for Lancelot to do in the presence of a social superior. That means we know that here Lorenzo is the superior in this between Lorenzo and Lancelot. And will you cover it then? Actually, Lorenzo asked about the table, but Lancelot take it as about his head. Will you cover it then means will you keep the hat on your head? Then it is if Lancelot keep the hat on his head, then it is something disgraceful, and because Lorenzo, the higher authority, is standing in front of him. That's why Lancelot says that no, sir, I will not, and I know my place, or I know my duty. Then Lorenzo, yet more quarreling with occasion. Still he is playing wit with his language, still more arguments about necessities of language. Wilt thou show the whole wealth of thy wit in an instant? So then Lorenzo is asking to Launcelot, now will you try to display all your intelligence in one moment? I pray thee, understand and plain man in his plain meaning. Go to thy fellows, bid them cover the table, serve in the meat, and we will come into dinner. Try to understand a plain man who speaks plain language. Go to the fellow servants, tell them to spread the table, serve the meat, and we shall come in for dinner. So Lorenzo is saying very clearly, you don't take it as an intelligent man, just consider it as a normal man, a common talk. I'm saying that try to understand this plain language. Go to the fellow servants, tell them to spread the table and serve the meat, and we shall come in for dinner. Then Launcelot, yes, sir, the table shall be carried, and the meat shall be spread. As for you coming into dinner, sir, let that be guided by your own ideas. So he says that the table shall be carried and meat shall be spread. Again, he is making a lot of fun in his language or in his words, and he is going out. Launcelot goes out. Then Lorenzo is talking to Jessica. Oh dear, desertion, how his words are suited. That means what a way he has with words. How splendidly he chooses his words. That means Lancelot is making fun with his language. The fool hath planted in his memory an army of good words, and I do know a many fools that stand in better place, garnished like him, that for a tricksy word defy the matter. He says that fool has an army of clever words at his disposal, and I don't know of any fool better at avoiding things with wordplay. So here actually Lancelot is just getting the things avoided with his witty language. Thereafter Lorenzo is asking to Jessica, how cheerest thou, Jessica? And now, good sweet, say thy opinion. How dost thou like the Lord Bassanio's wife? Lorenzo is asking the opinion of Jessica about Portia, and Portia replies that past all expressing. So it's something more than I can express. It is very made the Lord Bassanio live an upright life, for having such a blessing in his lady, he finds the joys of heaven here on earth. So Jessica says that Lord Bassanio might have lived a very upright life, a very virtuous life, for he has found such a blessing in his wife, that he seems to have found the joys of heaven here on earth. So Lord Bassanio is enjoying the uh, joys of heaven here on earth through his wife, and that may be because Lord Bassanio might have lived a very virtuous life, a very good life. And if on earth he do not mean it, then in reason he should never come to heaven. That means, and if he does not deserve this happiness on earth, then he does not deserve it in heaven. Why, if two gods should play some heavenly match, and on the wager lay two earthly women, and Portia won, there must be something else found with the other, for the poor rude world hath not her fellow. So she says that if two gods were making some heavenly bet and used two women on their wager means a subject that is laid for the bet, and one choose Portia, the other one wouldn't be able to find her equal anywhere on earth. That means Jessica wants to say that there is no one in the world equal to Portia. She is beautiful and she is intelligent. That's why she says that if two heavenly gods are playing, or if they are having a bet, and if they lay two earthly women, and one of them is Portia, then the other one may not be finding an earthly woman who is equal to Portia. Then Lorenzo says that even such a husband hast thou of me as she is for a wife. That means Lorenzo is saying that I am as good as husband to you as she is a good wife to Bassanio. So he wants to say that how Portia is a very good wife to Bassanio. Likewise, I am a very good husband to you. Then Jessica, nay, but ask my opinion too of that. So then Jessica says, but ask my opinion on that matter too. Lorenzo, I will ask. First, let us go to dinner. Then there is Jessica, nay, let me praise you while I have a stomach. Then Jessica says that no, let me praise you now before we eat. Then he says that no, pray thee, let it serve for table talk. Then howsoe'er thou speakest among other things, I shall digest it. That means, no, please, let us talk about it at the dinner table. Then I will digest what you say, along with everything else. Well, I will set you forth. I won't disappoint you. Jessica is saying that she will say a lot of good qualities about Lorenzo. Dear students, with this we have completed Act 3, Scene 5. So I request you all to read this entire portion, understand each line, and note down the important points in your copy. Have a nice day. God bless you.